What's up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you my Chimera Hecahands Fiendsmith deck profile. This deck is a lot of fun. I've played it at locals a couple times. It's had some good success with friends, and it's very interactive compared to the old build, while also maintaining that old Chimera build, feel, and sway. While you still can do hand rip, you can also set up negations through your field or your Fiendsmith plays, but you can also cause some interactions to really disrupt your opponent's plays with the Hecahands. This deck has a lot of capability to really go far and beyond, and I feel like with the new Hecahand support coming out in Blazing Dominion, this deck will go even further. But today I wanted to bring to you my actual deck profile for this deck. So let's go ahead and hop right into our main deck, and I'll show you what I'm working with. So, for our main deck, of course, we're playing 3 Gazelle, the King of Mythical Claws. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 level 5 Fiend monster or Chimera fusion from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion summon, you can add 1 illusion monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Gazelle, the King of Mythical Claws, once per turn. So this is basically going to be one of our main searchers for the deck. It offers us a lot of capability to get into our Fiendsmith engine, but also be able to get into our actual Chimera engine. Next up, for the next 3 we're playing 3 Cornfield Codal. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Cornfield Codal once per turn. You can discard this card, add 1 monster that mentions Chimera Fusion from your deck to your hand except Cornfield Codal. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card or cards you control while you control Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. So some interaction and protection that also sets up as a negation for your protection that helps out greatly. That can be banished from either field or graveyard. Next up, the main searcher that's going to bridge us into our Hecahands is going to be 3 Nightmare Apprentice. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding 1 card. You can only special summon Nightmare Apprentice once per turn this way. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 illusion monster from your deck to your hand except Nightmare Apprentice. You can only use this effect of Nightmare Apprentice once per turn. So, like I was saying, this basically searches us any of our illusions. It's also a free special summon. It's also a level 6, so we have a lot of good capabilities of really working with there to get further plays established. Next up for the 2 you may want to up this to 3. It is really dependent on your build, but I'm playing currently 2 Mirror Swords Knight. You don't really want to maximize on your normal summons as much, so this one is very beneficial as well with the 3 Gazelle, the King of the Mythical Claws. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Mirror Sword Knight once per turn. Quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon 1 monster from your deck that mentions Chimera Fusion, except Mirror Sword Knight. When a monster your opponent controls activates this effect while you control Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast. Quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard and negate that effect. So, while it is a monster negate and a quick effect tribute to summon, it still can be ashed and can leave you without some actual interaction and stop your play. So that's why I only run 2 versus the 3 Cornfield Codal, because I like the Codal as it gives me a little bit more of protection when I'm establishing my board. Next up, and the last card for the actual Chimera engine, we're playing 1 Big Winged Baphomet. If this card is no more special summon, you can add 1 level 4 Beast monster and or Chimera Fusion from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon for monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Fusion monsters. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a material for a Fusion summon, you can target 1 illusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use each effect of Big Winged Baphomet once per turn. So, while being able to get a bit of a recursive body onto the board, it also lets you search up the Gazelle, King of Mythical Claws, but also lets you search the Chimera Fusion, which is very necessary for this deck. For the Hecahands, we'll hop right on in, and we're going to be playing 3 Hecahands Ibtul. A lot of people are playing 2 of this card. I like it at 3 personally because this is a free summon from your deck. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Hecahands Ibtul once per turn. You can reveal this card in your hand, shuffle this card into the deck, then special summon 1 Hecahands monster from your deck in defense position, except Hecahands Ibtul. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Hecahands monster in your graveyard, except Hecahands Ibtal, and special summon it. So, being able to get that special summon by shuffling... By shuffling this card back into the deck can help you get into your Gygas, your Bruce, or your Godos to further cause interaction with your opponent, but it can also disrupt their plays a bit. Next up, we're playing 2 Hecahands Yodel. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Hecahands Yodel once per turn. And you reveal this card in your hand, shuffle this card into the deck, and then add one Hecahand spell or trap from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Hecahand spell or trap in your graveyard and set it. So while giving you spell and trap recursion, this basically gets you Searcher to the Hecahand spell, which gives you a lot more interaction and capabilities to further your plays. Next up, we're playing 2 Hecahands Gygas. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Hecahands Gygas once per turn. If a card is added to your opponent's hand, except during the draw phase or damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand during your main phase. You can excavate the top 3 of your opponent's deck, and if you do, special summon one excavated monster to your field. Also, shuffle the rest into the deck. While this card is very beneficial, it does help out greatly because you can actually rip a monster out of their deck to further hurt their plays. Now, this next card is one that people don't really talk a lot of, but it is essentially a hand rip. Hecahands Bruce. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Hecahands Bruce once per turn. If a card is added to your opponent's hand, except during the draw phase or damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, look at one random card in your opponent's hand, then if it's a monster, you can special summon it to your field. So while you get to look at one random card, that can lower the actual consistency of what they have in hand to utilize. For example, if you rip a Nibiru and you're on summon 4, that can save you a lot. The other thing is you can rip necessary cards out of your opponent's hand, such as starters and others, if you get lucky. Now, unfortunately, now that it is random, you don't have that much of a luck, but it still does help a lot. It's also another level 7 body, which if you want to bridge into Chimera instead of Chimera, gives you the capability to do so. Next up, for our final Hecahands card, we're playing 1 Hecahands Godos. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Hecahands Godos once per turn. If a card or cards is added to your opponent's hand, except during the draw phase or damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand during your opponent's main phase. Quick effect, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your field, but banish it when it leaves the field. So this can also work as a bit of a hand trap to get stuff out of your opponent's graveyard, but it also hurts them as well, because think about it this way. They're adding a card off of, say, Mitsurugi triggers. Okay, you go to special summon this. They try to summon the Ame no Murakumo or the Purple Boy from the graveyard. You can activate Godos effect to summon it to your board instead. So that can help out greatly with some interaction and interruption. Then finally, for our final 4 cards of the monsters that aren't hand traps, we're playing 1 Evil Hero Sinister Necrom. You can banish this card from your graveyard, especially 1 Evil Hero monster from your hand or deck, except Evil Hero Sinister Necrom. You can only use this effect of Evil Hero Sinister Necrom once per turn. This is a level 5 fiend that can be searched off of Gazelle, the King of the Mythical Claws. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why are we playing the Evil Hero package? Well, for example, the reason why is because we're playing Evil Hero Dusted Gold. You can discard this card, add 1 Dark Fusion, or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except Evil Hero Dusted Gold. You can only use this effect of Evil Hero Dusted Gold once per turn. Cannot attack unless you control a fusion monster. Now, the fun part is, this card is just Fiendsmith combo. You don't have to really worry about it because it is a level 4 light fiend that you can special summon off of Evil Hero Sinister Necrom. So, that helps out greatly. As for the last 2, for the Fiendsmith package, we're playing Lacrima, the Crimson Tears. If this card is no more special summon, you can send 1 Fiendsmith card from your deck to the graveyard, except Lacrima, the Crimson Tears. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can target 1 Fiendsmith's Link monster in your graveyard. Shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do special summon that monster, you can only use each effect of Lacrima Crimson Tears once per turn. The last card, of course, is the 1 Fiendsmith Engraver. You can discard this card, add 1 Fiendsmith spell or trap from your deck to your hand. You can target 1 Fiendsmith equip card you control and 1 monster on the field. Send them to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle one other light fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck or extra deck. Special summon this card. You can only use each effect of Fiendsmith Engraver once per turn. So, that's all the actual monsters I'm playing outside of hand traps. I'll go over at hand traps at the end. But there are a couple things that I wanted to mention here. You could cut these 4 cards and just run pure Hecahands Chimera and up the Mirror Knight to 3. You can also cut down on the Ibtil, run it at 2. It's really up to your player per choice. The other thing I will state is if you do cut these down, it does give you options for further hand traps and interactions, but it does weaken your extra deck a little bit more to Nibiru. So do be careful on that. Now, as we get to go into the actual spells of the deck, I did also want to mention that this deck, while it is very susceptible to Nibiru, it is still a lot of fun to play and can catch a lot of players off guard because you can still do the hand rip with Chimera at the end step. But anyways, let's hop right into our spells. And first up, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Hidden Hecahands. When you activate this card, you can also send one other card you control to the graveyard. Add one Hecahands monster from your deck to your hand. Then if you sent another card to the graveyard at activation, you can set one Hecahands spell or trap from your deck except the Hidden Hecahands. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Your opponent draws one card and then they discard one card. You can only use each effect of the Hidden Hecahands once per turn. So basically, you're being able to rip a card out of their hand, but you're also giving them a card. So it's being able to get you your Hecahands monsters triggered. Now, if you do have multiple Hecahands monsters in your hand, such as Gygas and Godos, you can only choose one of those 2 to activate. You can't activate both and summon 2. Next up, we're playing Hecahands Tartaros. Activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Hecahands Tartaros once per turn. If you control a Hecahands monster, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Fusion summon one Hecahands fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing its materials from your field and or graveyard. If you use a face-up monster you control that is owned by your opponent as a material, you can treat it as a Hecahands monster. So this makes it to where you can get into your bigger Hecahands fusion a lot more easier. And then our final spell, of course, we're playing the 3 Chimera Fusion. During the main phase, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck by using monsters from your hand or field as material, including a beast or fiend monster. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard and you have Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast on your field or in your graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. Add this to your hand. Banish this card, and if you do, special summon both one Gazelle, King of the Mythical Beast, and one Baphomet from your deck and or graveyard. You can only use this effect of Chimera Fusion once per turn. So, being able to add it back helps out greatly because you can then fusion. It is a quick effect, or well, a quick play fusion spell that you can also activate during your opponent's turn, which helps out greatly. Now, as for the spell, or the traps, the last 2 traps that I'm playing that aren't hand traps are Ibal Hecahands and Yidal Hecahands. Yidal has the effect of when your opponent activates a spell or trap card while you control a Hecahands monster, negate the activation. If you do destroy that card, then you can set the destroyed spell trap to your field. You can only activate one Yidal Hecahands per turn. Ibal Hecahands, when your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Hecahands monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. Then you can special summon the destroyed monster to your field. You can only activate one Ibal Hecahands per turn. So, being able to steal a monster or a spell and trap can help out greatly, but you do have to have that Hecahands monster on the board to activate these traps. If you don't, you're kind of setting with 2 dead cards on the board. Just letting you guys know that ahead of time. But outside of the 2 hands, the left and the right, it looks like, we have our hand traps, which are 3 Infinite Impermanents and the 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. As I stated, you can cut the 4 cards for the Fiendsmith engine, or you can even increase this. This is at 40 cards exactly, if I remember correctly, to where you can fit in the Mulcharmy Follows as well, putting you to 42, 43, depending on how you do your cards and ratios. But that is probably what I would recommend most going into this format, as Infinite Impermanence is becoming a lot more stronger, because if you hit the Arthalion with an Infinite Impermanence, it does prevent them from getting a bit of recursion back, but it also doesn't help you as much either because you're still going against Dracotail. But there's still a lot more interaction that you can play through to further help yourself. But that's all that I have for the main deck. So let's go ahead and hop right in to our extra deck. All right, going into the extra deck, we're playing 2 Baphomet, the Mythical King of Phantom Beasts. Requires 2 monsters with different types, Beast, Fiend, or Illusion. This card's name becomes Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Baphomet, the Mythical King of Phantom Beasts once per turn. If this card's fusion summoned, you can send 1 Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monster from your deck to the graveyard. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 of your banished Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monsters except Baphomet, the Mythical King of Phantom Beasts, and special summon it. So being a Foolish and a Revival can help you out greatly. Up next, we're playing 1 Chimera, King of Phantom Beasts. 1 Beast plus 1 Fiend monster. This card's name becomes Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can activate this effect. Send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard during the end phase of this turn. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So basically giving you that full capability of a hand rip at the end step, but also getting a cool body out on the board. Next up, we're playing the 1 Necroquip Princess. 1 monster equipped with a monster card plus a Fiend monster card. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending the above cards from your hand and or field to the graveyard. You can only control 1 Necroquip Princess. If a monster is sent from the hand to the graveyard to activate a card or effect, you can activate 1 of these effects. 1. Equip one of those monsters to this card as an equip spell that gives it 500 attack, or 2. Draw 1 card. You can only use each effect of Necroquip Princess once per turn. Basically, another body to help us get into our Fiendsmith combo. Next up, of course, we're playing 2 Hecahands Jowza. 1 Hecahands monster plus 1 Illusion monster must be either fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by attributing 2 monsters you control, 1 face-up monster you own by your opponent, and 1 Illusion monster. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle during your main phase. You can add 1 Hecahands card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect of Hecahands Jowza once per turn. So being able to get that extension, but also being able to get you a little bit more of recursion can help out greatly. Also, with it being a 2500 booty, it can give you a little bit of protection as well. Next up, we're playing 1 Fiendsmith Desiree. 1 Fiendsmith the Graver plus 2 Light Fiend monsters. Quick effect. You can negate the effects of a number of face-up cards on the field up to the total link rating of link monsters equipped to this card until the end of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle 1 other Light Fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck or extra deck, then target 1 card in the field and send it to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Fiendsmith Desiree once per turn. All right. Then, of course, we're playing the 1 Magnum Reliever. 1 monster special summon from the extra deck, plus 1 monster in hand. You can target 1 polymerization spell or fusion spell in your graveyard. Place that card on the bottom of the deck, then draw 1 card. When another card or its effect is activated, quick effect, you banish 1 polymerization spell or fusion spell from your graveyard, then target 1 card in the field and destroy it. You can only use each effect of Magnum Reliever once per turn. So, basically, you can turn your poly into a draw 1 or a pop, but it also gives you a little bit of recursion as well. Next up, of course, we're playing the Guardian Chimera. 3 monsters with different names. Must be fusion summoned using only fusion materials from your hand and field with at least 1 monster from each. If this card is fusion summoned by a spell, card, or effect, you can draw cards equal to the number of cards used as material from the hand. And if you do destroy cards your opponent controls equal to the number of cards used as material from the field, you can only use this effect of Guardian Chimera once per turn. While polymerization is in your graveyard, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. So, interactable pop plus a draw can help out greatly. Next up, of course, playing 1 Chimera, the Illusion Beast. Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, plus 1 Illusion monster, or more Illusion monsters. This card's name becomes Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, while on the field or in the graveyard. This card can attack a number of monsters each time, each battle phase, up to the number of materials used for it. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. At the end of the damage step, this card battled an opponent's monster. You can change that monster's attack to 0. Also negates effects. So giving you basically a 3100 that can attack multiple times, but also making your opponent's monsters attack 0, but negating its effects as well. Up next, we have Hecahands Xeno. 3 Hecahands monsters. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Hecahands Xeno once per turn. During your the main phase quick effect, you can look at 2 random face down cards in your opponent's extra deck. Then you can special summon one of them to your field. If this fusion summon card you own and control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can take control of any number of monsters your opponent controls. So basically just taking board control, which can help greatly, but also being able to look at your opponent's extra deck and steal a monster, that also is kind of fun. All right, so that's all we got for the fusion monsters. As for the Xyz monsters, we're going to be playing 1 DDD Wave King High King Caesar, plus 1 Fiendsmith's Requiem for our Link 1, 1 Fiendsmith's Agmon, and 1 Fiendsmith Sequence. This is basically our average Fiendsmith's interaction here and our package. Basically, Requiem gets us into our Fiendsmiths cycling in through Engraver into Lacrima and all that. Agmon is basically a bigger body to give us an extra Link arrow to make our Desiree a 3 negate instead of a 2 negate. Sequence is our actual Link 2 to utilize so we can actually fuse into our Desiree or another fusion if we need to. And DDD High Wave King Caesar is our summon negate, which can help us greatly while also protecting us from the Bureau. But anyways, guys, that's all that I have for you. If you guys do like today's video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?